Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy, here to bring you your July 2019 mid-month reading. We're looking at the last half of July here. Welcome to everyone joining us today, newcomers, first-timers, and welcome back to any followers and subscribers. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today and for sending in all your support, feedback, and comments. And big shout out to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, in gratitude and love for keeping me so busy with personal readings. If any of you are interested in scheduling a reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more info. You can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond to your initial inquiry the same day or within the first 24 hours. And as I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, I'm pretty diligent at working with other people's schedules and mine to set up the reading as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. All right, let's move right into this reading. This is for the fire sign of Leo, our lovely lions, for the second half of July. We're looking at roughly from the 15th through the 30th or 31st. I forget how many days this month has. A birthday month for many of you, so happy birthday. General readings, as many of you know, always resonate a little differently for everybody. So if you know your other signs, your rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign, watch those as well. It can be helpful in providing additional information and clarification. Okay. Our lovely lions, Leo. Let's see what's in store for you for the last half of July. Okay, Leo, we begin with the Ten of Cups. Great way to begin. Followed by the Two of Wands. We have the Sun right next to the Ten of Cups. Followed by the Seven of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, you have two cards that popped out. I'm keeping them both. Your overall energy for the last half of July is the Three of Wands and the Chariot. This is a beautiful, bright, sunshiny kind of reading, Leo. You have two wonderful major arcana cards plus the Ten of Cups. You have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So it looks like we're making some plans and putting some things into order to lay the groundwork towards whatever your happiness and joy is. I think a fair amount of you are probably going on vacation or traveling, perhaps to see family or to reunite with someone. I don't know, when I say reunite, I actually mean come back together with somebody. I mean, for some of you, it might be, maybe you've broken up with, a romantic partner and you're coming back together again. But reunite with someone and perhaps a group of people, maybe somebody and their family or people that you kind of see as family. Your overall energy being the Three of Wands and the Chariot. The Three of Wands is a card about laying the foundations for something, putting in the initial footwork, preparations, planning, pulling together the things that you have to do towards a bigger goal or towards something else. It can be a card also about travel sometimes across water. Some of you may be flying out for vacation or to go away for a while, and you're really, really happy about it. The sun is really shining over this whole reading. The Three of Wands, the progression of the cards, the Ace of Wands is the idea. The aces represent the seeds, the start, the promise, the potential, the beginning, the idea, the dream that kind of comes up. And then we would transition to the two, and here it would be the Two of Wands, which you also have, which is, okay, how do I make this happen? Which path do I go? Do I choose this path? Do I choose that path? And then here we have the Three of Wands, which is actually beginning to put the work into it, laying the groundwork, doing the homework, making your plans, your preparations, and doing it very powerfully. Whatever this is that you're doing, maybe it's a trip you're planning. You could be moving. Some of you might be moving and relocating, moving home, relocating home, moving to another state, moving to another country, moving into a home, maybe buying your first home. whatever it is your goal is, you're very focused on it and very focused on winning, which is what the Chariot card represents. One of the most, if not the most, in my opinion, powerful success cards, particularly in anything related to achieving a goal like career, or it could be in relationship as well, because the Chariot represents winning because you refuse to give up. This is about perseverance, determination, ambition, knowing what your goal is, being very specific and focused on what that goal is, not taking your eyes off of it, pulling everything that you need together in order to propel yourself forward to meet that goal, to have victory. Perseverance, will, ambition, staying focused on your goals, moving forward very rapidly. Sometimes there's a bit of cautionary advice with the Chariot too, that sometimes it can represent being so ambitious that you might run over anybody that's in your way. So we don't want to do that, because we don't want to create karmic imbalance, which creates a karmic debt for ourselves. So just a little bit of caution there. But you're definitely, I mean, the overall energy for the first half of July is making plans, not just mentally. Part of that is mentally too, because you have the 2 and the 3 of Wands. So we're trying to decide, which road to go, how to do something. And we're putting the plans together. For those of you who are, I really feel movement to travel for a lot of you. Or it could be just moving too, moving home, relocating into a home as well, or making a decision about, home and family, or really what leads to your happiness and joy, because we have that 10 of Cups and the 2 of Wands here. The 10 of Cups, traditionally the happy home card, the happily ever after card, although not in a sense of perfection, because this whole life is about growing and learning and developing and evolving towards this goal. 10s represent cycle completion, or the circle, or something coming to a culmination point. Something is finishing. And sometimes by finishing, there are some 10s in the tarot which can represent a more challenging finishing, like the 10 of Swords, the end of a difficult betrayal, or a deep disappointment. The 10 of Wands, which can represent, a burden coming to an end and feeling overwhelmed and needing to lay that down. Sometimes 10s can represent that the completion means you're actually letting go of something and moving completely away from it. And then there's some cards like the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, where that completion means a certain cycle has come to an end in a really beautiful, kind of fulfilling kind of way. The 10 of Cups, Cups is water energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And in the tarot, this is energy of the heart. It's our inner emotional landscape, feelings. It's also the area of life that, the area of the tarot cups that deals with relationships, things that have to do with our emotions, with ourselves and other people. Strong connection to home and family with both the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles would be completion and achievement and culmination and happiness in a certain cycle in the actual physical structure of your life, because Pentacles is earth energy, and the 10 of Cups is feeling like you finally come together, particularly in regards to the home, family, love area of your life, where things have finally come together in the way that you perceive as beautiful. Home harmony, peace. This is one of the marriage cards, childbirth, blessings, etc. So these plans for this happy home energy, putting things together to create this, and in a general reading, because, it's going to resonate perhaps in different areas of your life. The details and specifics will always vary in general readings because there's so many of you watching. But the energy remains the same. And this is beautiful. I mean, this 10 of Cups, this plans you're making around this happy home energy. For some of you, it might be about the actual home itself. You might be moving, you might be renovating, you might be moving into your first home, you might be moving away from home and moving into another home. Some of you may be taking a vacation, you may be planning a family reunion, because I do get, for some of you, this strong sense of the plans that you're making involve movement and or travel to be in an environment and with people that make you feel like this 10 of Cups. For some of you, it might be childbirth. You might be giving birth. You might be getting married. The summer months are one of the more conventional, traditional months of marriage. So there might be that, marriage, anniversaries, homecomings, reunions. For many of you, movement and or travel involved in that. And so the first half and the second half of July is where you're kind of putting the plans into motion with that. I'm not sure why I said the first half, because we're looking at the second half of July. But if this is something significant, and I feel like it is, this has probably been in the planning stages for some time. Now, at or towards the end of July, we have the Sun and the Seven of Pentacles. Although in timing is always fluid, and sometimes I can look at this as separations by, you know, a 1 week period and a 2 week period, you know, like the 3rd week of July or the 4th week of July, and that might be the case for some of you. But because, you know, timing is tricky, and really pretty much in general readings, it's always going to vary per person, a little before, a little after. We have the Sun, which is the most powerfully positive card in the tarot in terms of its ability to affect the other surrounding cards in a kind of a booster sort of way. And I feel like for a lot of you, this happy home energy, this sun, this illumination, this brightness, this pressure, I think, or restrictive energy, maybe some loneliness, is going to be lifted and restricted. And I feel like the first half of July is kind of a build up to this, and then the second half is when this actually is coming into motion and coming into play. So in terms of timing, it's really about the whole last half of July, but there has been a build up to it. So we have the Sun, and it's actually sitting right next to the Ten of Cups. When the Sun comes out, it affects everything. When the Sun card comes out, it affects everything in the spread, because when the Sun comes out, it affects everything, the entire world. There's no shadows. There is, or if there are, they're very vague. So the Sun provides illumination and clarity, and with that comes an uplifting of perhaps previously restrictive energies, sickness into health, darkness into light, winter into spring. Financial restrictions being, you know, feeling a lessening or even a negating of that. You know, any emotional pressures. I feel perhaps loneliness for some of you who've been separated from a person or a family group as well. The Sun is light, love, warmth, laughter. It comes out after the night, and it always brightens and uplifts things as well. It's just an absolutely gorgeous reading, and it's all centered around what is your happy home energy, Leo? Whether that's around the actual property itself, whether it's around the people and the family inside of that, marriage, childbirth, blessings, moving, relocating, traveling, vacation. I felt from the very beginning that a lot of you are traveling, vacation. And I don't think this is a solitary traveling experience either. I mean, you might be traveling to someplace by yourself, but where you're going to be is full of loved ones and family, or people that you view as family. Taking stock here, taking inventory with the Seven of Pentacles. Look at what I have. We're at a 7 here. She's worked very hard to have the harvest that she has. It's not a 10. It's good. It's a 7, because we start with the Ace at the beginning. The culmination would be the Ten of Pentacles, a huge amount of abundance, a very significant amount of abundance and stability in the security and structure of our life, and money and finances, in relationships and career. So we're at a 7 here, so we've put in a lot of work for the harvest that we currently have. Can we make it a 10? What do I need to do to make this a 10? Do I grow the same harvest and make changes? Is it possible to make it to a 10? Do I want to put in the work to do that? Looking at the work that you've put into whatever this Ten of Cups represents, are you justified in the efforts that you've put into it? Does the harvest match the efforts that you've put into reaping that? And if not, how can we make a change? How can we turn this 7 into a 10? If it's not possible, are we content with it being the way that we are? If it's in regards to a home, are we content with it being what it is? If it's a relationship, you know, you put a lot of work into it. It's a pretty good relationship, and you're feeling quite good about it now. Do you want to take it to a 10? Is it possible? What work would it require? I mean, sometimes depending on what surrounds this kind of contemplation, taking inventory kind of card can represent, you know, needing to make a decision on as to whether or not this harvest, this crop, the effort that you put into this is willing to continue. And there may be that as an undercurrent here, but the energy, at least for the second half of July, is just too beautiful and too happy. Although I think that there is an undercurrent here, Leo, with making the area of your life that deals with home and family and love and marriage and unity and harmony in your home and family life, you know, there's some beauty. You're moving towards this beautiful energy of this. It's not, I feel like the emotions of what you have in this, Leo, are at the Ten of Cups. Like if this is a relationship, emotionally, you're at that emotional achievement level here. You have the love, you have the commitment, you have the day-to-day harmony, perhaps with this person. The Seven of Pentacles, it would be great if we had the Ten of Pentacles too, because that represents the stability and security, particularly in the details of the relationship. So it might be that you're with someone and all the emotional aspects are there. You have the Ten of Cups energy, but perhaps maybe you've been together for a long time and you're not married and you want to get married. Is that a possibility? Is that something that, you know, maybe you want to take it to the next level? You have a pretty good amount of security in this relationship, but it's not, you know, we're not at the 10. So is what I'm doing, is what I'm continuing to do worth the investment towards wanting to take this 7 in this relationship to a 10 and have this, what I feel is complete stability and security in the actual structure and commitment of this relationship? That's an example. It could be relationship for some of you. It might be just about the physical property in the home for some of you. You know, maybe you live in an apartment or rent a home and you want to own your own home. So figuring out how to kind of transition from one place to the other place. The emotional harmony is there, Leo, and it's absolutely beautiful. And you're very, very focused on pushing forward with this for the time being, no matter what, because we do have that lovely Chariot and Three of Wands energy too. Absolutely gorgeous. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your July mid-month reading. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful and useful. It is a beautiful, bright reading. If any of you are interested in scheduling a more personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if this resonated for you, please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to set up a reading with you. You can get all that information and contact details by clicking on the description link below. I do love and romance, relationship compatibility charting, which takes a look at different aspects of two people in a specific relationship. I do career work and finance readings, investment readings, gift readings for friends, family, and loved ones. There's nothing more personal than a personal reading. They make great gifts, especially for those people that you just don't know what to buy them. And I also offer 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look, which a lot of people find useful for looking ahead and planning ahead. So a few things to choose from. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the August 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, Leo, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.